Hey Capricorn, welcome to October 2019. And you know I love you and that you're secretly my favorite sign, but like don't tell the other ones. So, um, this month I am pulling from my Mana Cards deck because I love Hawaii. Hawaii's so magical, and so why not get some divine messages from Hawaii, you know? And this month I pulled the Mana card for you. If you are from Hawaii, which some of you are, then I'm sure you know what this means. But if you do not know what this means, Mana is basically the Force from Star Wars, which I love. It's my favorite way of understanding divine energy. And I'll read from like this little card. It's empowerment. All power comes from within. Creative life energy and charisma flow when the mind is calm. Be aware of your breath and surroundings. Be in the present moment, not in the past or future. Energy will increase and appropriate action will reveal itself. In the book I have that comes with this, it was also talking about like charisma and personal power, which are subjects I'm also very interested in, and how those are kind of cultivated with like the mastery of yourself, your mind, your talents, and like your creative gifts and your crafts or whatever. That, like, my friend, for example, who's not a Capricorn, but she's an Aquarius, she was up for this really cool dream job, and I'm like, you fucking deserve it. You're so talented and amazing, and they would be lucky to have you. And she's like, what's crazy is I actually feel that way. And it's like when we've put in so much work and effort in like becoming who we are, that it's like undeniable. It's like, no, I'm good. And I'm only this good and this confident. It's not unearned. It's because I earned it. It's because I worked at it. That, like, I have it built in me now. It's kind of like the mastery of, mastery is another word for this. So that it came up for us. Oh, also this card talked about like maybe just like a meditation practice, which is something I need to get probably more into. And that was also relevant for Scorpio this month. Which is like, sometimes we don't need to go looking for the answers, you know? Sometimes we just get to sit with the questions and not even, like, ruminate or try to, like, find the answers, but just, whoa, too many. Way too many. That was silly. Okay, but we did get Princess of Pentacles, and we got Nine of Cups. And let's see what else. Wow! They're all over the place. Okay. Chariot, giving it to you upright, because I love you. Ace of Pentacles, it's reverse. Seven of Pentacles, reverse. Six of Cups, reverse. And then wait. Queen of Cups, reverse. Let's start with this. So, I think that this month, for sure, we're kind of honestly dealing with what looks to me like a little bit, ironically, of imposter syndrome with this Princess of Pentacles in reverse. It kind of feels like, but it's not so much imposter syndrome. I'm sorry, I'm wrong about that. It's more like, because again, we don't doubt our abilities at this point. Also, this Queen of Cups just, it's suddenly upright, so, damn, how's that for some magic that you're doing? You just flipped the card somehow, magically. Okay, it's not imposter syndrome. I think what it is like, it's not that you doubt your abilities. It's not that you don't think that you're totally capable. It's not that you don't know, you know you can do it. You know that you can, like, have this better life, but it hasn't been happening. Oh my god, it hasn't been happening. And you've been doing your diligent, slow work in September. And you've been, like, doing your best to chill and manifest. And I think you are really more in touch with your power and your charisma and your just... But then yet, there's all these reversed energies of, like, the seeds we've planted have yet to grow. We've yet to see the fruits of our labor, quite literally. And I think that this is leaving us in a state of not imposter syndrome, but like, dude, I'm gonna tell you for real, the song that I've been singing, all on a loop, is Maybe This Time from Cabaret. It's like, maybe this time I'll get lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Although it's about a boy, but to me I'm thinking career because I'm Capricorn moon, right? It was time for boys when you're manifesting your career. And it's like, everybody loves a winner, so nobody love me. And then she says, yeah. But anyway, I think that's what it is. She's like, maybe this time I'll get lucky. I already said that part. And she says, not a loser anymore. I'm not saying it well. But my point is, I think we're like kind of waiting. It's like things just feel a little out of our control. That's real. That's why we watch tarot videos. That's why I do tarot. We're looking for the answers. We're looking for kind of like, when is it gonna happen? And it hasn't been, and it's like, I've done all this work. I'm so qualified. I'm the right person for this job. So like, come on. Is it gonna happen? We have all these wishes and all these dreams. And I think for us, it's like, we're just wishing so hard. You know, it's like I think we're really, and that's something I loved about this card too, is it gives a whole new meaning to the word manifestation. It's M-A-N-A, manifestation. It's like we're in concert with the universe when we're creating our lives. You know, we put these, but the universe, I guess, is not a genie that grants all of our wishes. The universe is kind of like, as Cheryl Strayed put it, a ruthless bitch who like kind of always is challenging us and testing. It's like so many lessons, so much growth. Is that all we ever do as humans, is learn and grow and transform and get better? Oh my God. But, you know, a lot of our power does come from all that strife and bullshit, right? It comes like getting to this Zen dude right here, like, it's quite unlikely that he just like woke up one day and was perfect like this. Like, he worked for this state of peace and peace of mind and like all of that, and kind of being at one with, in harmony with our lives, comes from a lot of deliberate work at it. It comes from making peace with all of our challenges. And so I will give us some good news in here, but Six of Cups reverse, I think we're looking at our past and where we've come from, and I think we're just moving into a deeper, like this month kind of feels like we're moving into a deeper state of peace and of power, but the reason why we're doing it is because, in fact, of all this frustration, all these blocks, all of this, like, botched manifestation attempts, if that makes any sense. We're being, like, really, it's, have I mentioned him already? I can't remember what stories I've told, but it's like Eckhart Tolle or whatever. He has that story about how he, like, got so fucking stressed out that he, like, got catatonic and, like, just sat on a bench for 3 days and then was like, that's, like, how he got Zen enlightenment. Like, this guy's probably been through some shit. And we've definitely been through some shit as Capricorns. So, to that end, and, like, also, this card, it originally came in reverse, and then all of a sudden I looked at it and it was upright. So it's like, I think that we are, and you are, it's like, things have been so hard. but you're coming to this graceful flow of, like, being this beautiful queen, or having beautiful queen energy in your life, of the piece of, I don't want to even say acceptance per se, but it's like, you just can't feel shitty anymore. Like, it's the pain. There's like a dog barking in the distance. Okay, we can't be like, we're finding peace because we need it. We're finding peace because maybe that's how we're gonna move forward. You know? I've been thinking about this for my life. Okay, how real do I get in these videos? I'll just say that I've been in a little bit of, like, a funk, right? Just because I've had all this energy myself going on, which is, like, I work so hard, and I haven't been getting the forward movement. I haven't been getting the recognition. There haven't been any fruits for my labors, right? Like, I haven't gotten outcomes for my good work. So what gives? Like, why? What do I do? Like, I don't know. And I'm looking back at my past and all that's happened to me and all that I've been through, and I'm like, what was that for? But I think where we're at in October is just making peace with it all. And by that, I mean understanding that it really couldn't have happened any differently than it happened. I'm looking back at my past, and I'm seeing, like, do I have regrets? Do I have things that I wish were different? And I'm like, maybe sometimes. But, and this being in reverse, I think it's just like, we're letting go of it too. We're letting go of just the hold it has. Because and what I'm going to say, okay, so, like, I could go back and I could have regrets about how I wish it were different, or how I wish that hadn't happened. But then I'm like, if that hadn't happened, then this good thing wouldn't have happened. Or if that hadn't happened, what else? Like, it's like the butterfly effect. I don't know what that one bad thing happening, what worse thing could have possibly happened. Maybe that bad thing that happened prevented something even bigger catastrophe that I wouldn't want to be living through. So I think that this card is just us kind of, like, making peace with our past. I think so much of this is about peace. Making peace, understanding that it really couldn't have happened any differently, that even if we could go back and make things different, that we don't know what the consequences of that would be, and it might not even be worth it. And so we're just allowing it to have been what it was, and to, like, say, that's what it was. And then all of this frustration about, you know, our manifestation efforts, maybe we're kind of even letting go and surrendering, because maybe we've been kind of, like, controlling a little bit. I mean, God, we're Capricorns, right? So, like, shit. But I think we still have our wishes. We still have our dreams. They haven't died. But maybe we're, like, getting into a place of understanding that this forward movement is going to come when we kind of let the universe have a stronger hand in it. And also to be more deeply in tune with... Oh, hi, Bruno. Do you want to see Bruno? There he is. He's drinking water. Where is he? This is not... I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay. I am reading so we can watch Bruno drink water. Okay. No, I look great. Okay. Yeah, we're making peace. We're making peace with what has and hasn't happened. And I think we're like, okay, I'm gonna pull more cards. We're not, like, giving up. Ooh, King of Pentacles. We're not giving up. Hierophant. We're not giving up. We are not giving up. Ha! We're not giving up. we're gonna move forward. We still have our dreams. We're still contending with the system. These corporate ladders, these businesses, these institutions, the system, right? We're not giving up. We're not. Because we are this King of Pentacles. We are this Queen of Cups. What nice energy, too. Some female water energy, or not female, sorry, some divine feminine water energy and some divine masculine earth energy. I think we're like having deeper emotional, it's like all about this. It's all about us having been driven by the insanity of our lives into this peaceful state. It's us having been broken down like Eckhart Tolle to the point where it's like, I'm just going to sit on a bench. I'm just going to like take in the universe. I'm just going to meditate. I'm just going to empty my mind of thoughts. I'm just going to stop trying to control. I'm going to give it up to God and the universe. I'm just going to keep showing up, and I'm just going to like trust that I am this powerful person because I put in the work. And so something is meant for me. To bring it back to maybe this time, and she's like, something's, like the odds, like all the odds are in my favor, like something's gonna happen. And then it just like keeps building and building, and she's like, maybe this time I'll win, you know, like, it's just like this, like, the reason I love that song so much, and the reason why I'm talking about it, especially in connection with this, is it's like, it's like, yeah, it's like, you have been deterred, you have been frustrated by these reversed manifestation efforts, but it's like, I think what you're doing now is like, you're just really understanding your power, and you're not leaving, you're not giving up, you've made peace and accepted your past, and you've let it go, and you're just like, this 10 of Pentacles. That's why I like made a face, you know, like, this is us, this is you, this is you. It's like this abundance, this empire, this life purpose, because the Pentacles aren't really just about money and wealth and material goods. They're also about like the magic we put into the world. They're also about like what we do for others. They're also about community, I think. They're also about kind of like the mark we leave on the world in general. They're like the impact we have on the material world. And in our capitalist society, we often make that about money, but it's not necessarily, but there could be definitely some money involved, why not? But I think it's like, we have this grand destiny that we know, and that's like why it's been so hard and frustrating, but it's like, maybe, and we know we're this King of you know, we know this is who we are. You're a teacher and a leader. And I really think all of this is sort of about, I don't even want to say surrender per se, but kind of. It's like just the inner knowing and the faith. I really think it's a little bit about faith. It's like, keep going. Keep going. Maybe this time you'll win. And it looks like you are destined to win. And maybe winning doesn't look exactly like what you thought, but you have the dreams, and you're going to have this forward movement, and I think that comes from really starting to get in the flow of the universe. What do I mean by getting in the flow? Like, that's something people toss around a lot. They're like, oh, just get in the flow. Well, I'll put it this way. Okay, when I went to Hawaii, I, surfed. I fucking love Hawaii. I hope I get to go back. So, I surfed, and I, like, it was my first time, and I was, like, surprised at how much it was kind of like yoga on a board, moving through the water, and I was having a hard time getting on the board, and then the teacher was like, oh, stop thinking about it, like, just do it. And then I was able to do it. When I was thinking about it, when I was trying to, like, execute it, plan it, control it, be deliberate about it, I was always falling off. But when I just like stood up without thinking, I did it. It's like improv, if you've ever done that. When you're thinking about improv and like planning what you're going to say next, it's a mess. But when you're just reacting to how the other person is organically and in the flow and like kind of like playing with the other person like it's tennis, then you guys can create something magical. It's like getting out of your own way this month is really what I think it's about. And I think it's like letting go. So when I say surrender, and you're not giving up, I think it's just like, and I've been stuck too. Like, I've been really scattered and overwhelmed and, like, maybe looking too deeply for, like, the answers to the mystery of the universe. But it's like, I don't need to know, per se. I don't need to know what's coming next. I just need to know how to be present in this moment. This is really about being, like, right? That's what meditation is, being present in the moment. I don't need to, like, know how this forward movement is going to happen. And maybe that's kind of where we've been unwittingly making this so hard on ourselves. It's because we're Capricorns and we're like got this like business plan of like how it should all have gone down, and then it never did go down that way. And so we're learning how to surf. We're learning how to surf the waves of manifestation of the universe. We're learning how to use the force. And actually, this card did talk about like how the force is just energy and how that can be used for shitty things too. But we're good people if we're tuning into me. So I wouldn't worry about that. I don't really think that's part of the message. I think it's more just like finding peace from knowing that much of our suffering is actually coming from ourselves and our expectations and our thwarted plans by the universe. The universe has some weird way of working that we don't need to know about, but all we need to do is just have faith in it and like know that our dreams are coming true. And that we do have this destiny and that this hasn't been, like, we're not being punished. I think that's an important thing, too. That's, like, certainly something I need to hear. I need to tell myself I'm not being punished. I'm not being punished. I'm learning, and what I need... It's also, like... Oh, okay, last thing I'll say. I had this realization that quite often I'm doing things for other people. I'm, like, always applying to these, like, contests. Like, specifically, like, writing contests, right? Like, where it's like, oh, if you win this contest, you might get mentored by this cool person, blah, blah, blah. But whenever I'm creating from a place of wanting someone else's approval, wanting some specific outcome from the reason it's like, I'm not creating from a place of creation. I'm not creating from a place of, like, my own personal power, which is what this card is about. When I'm creating and doing for that, like, for this, when I was doing this, this deliberate, planning and trying to make things happen a certain way, blah, 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 it just kept not happening. And so I think it's like, to get out of my own way, it's like start creating from a place of just trusting the creative process. Like, trust your instincts, trust what's coming to you, trust what's coming forth. This might look a little bit like doing what you want and not what you feel like you should do to get this. Because we're so trained by our society to be like, you should do blah, blah, blah. You should apply to these kinds of jobs. These kind of jobs are realistic. Or like, you should date someone who's stable and who looks like blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't, you get it. It's like, we're so trained to be practical and to, like, be pragmatic about our process. But this is really just about intuition and trusting, like, kind of those instincts and trusting kind of what feels right in the moment and kind of doing more of what you want to do as opposed to what you feel you should do. And then the last thing I'll do, I guess, along that line is recommend this song that I just found called Go Left by Radiant Children. And that song was like basically, so yeah, maybe this time in Go Left by Radiant Children. Those songs were kind of, I would play it, but YouTube will take down my video. Stupid. Anyway, it was like, instead of going right, like, which is, I guess, the way everyone else is going, like, go left. Go whatever way your heart is telling you to go. Or go with, yeah, going with the flow. Oh, the other thing, going against the flow, I never realized how hard that was until I literally, like, there was, like, a lazy river, you know, like, in the pool. And I tried to, like, swim the other way, and I was, like, swimming in place. And I'm like, I'm a really good swimmer. I'm fast, but, like, even going against the current, I'm expending a lot of energy trying to force a direction when going with the flow is just so much easier. So going with the flow, what does that mean? It means being present. It means letting go of all your thoughts so that you can hear, like, your real intuition. Your real intuition will speak to you in a quiet voice when all those other loud, chatty voices telling you what you should do are kind of dissipated. It's finding, like, letting things get calm, seeing which way the current is going so that you can follow it. I put all the cards back, but that's your message. Maybe this time you'll win. Looks like you will. Maybe this time you'll get lucky. Alright, I love you. I think something will happen, but it won't be what we planned or expected. And that'll be good. That'll be a good thing. It'll be a surprise. It'll be fun. Because we'll have kind of gotten out of our own way of trying to control everything. That's really what this October is about for everyone. Just let go of control and let it be what the universe is trying to get us to let it be. Alright, yeah, so I love you. And I'll see you in November. Bye.